Previously on the Ultimate Career. Now we've got the lights for the start of the German Grand Prix, 5 lights, and away we go. The 5th light was on for an eternity, but we get a great launch. Can we get ahead of Fernando Alonso going into turn 1? We're going to go down the inside, and yes we do, we take the better line. Concern for us is tyre wear. Just look at that tyre gauge. We've got massive tyre wear, and as you can see, we're going quite considerably slower on lap 10 than our fastest lap. But fair racing, and there's 3 back markers. We're going to go down the inside of Alonso. Are we going to make the move stick? Yes, we can. Going onto the grass. What a brave move. We have won the German Grand Prix. What a return to the Ultimate Career. And another win just extends our championship lead, which is good because we're coming up to a series of tracks now which I don't particularly enjoy. There we go. Extending our championship lead ahead of Jenson Button. What's up guys, and welcome back to the F1 Ultimate Career today. It is time for round number 11 of the 2012 season. We are here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix, of course. And this is a circuit which we haven't actually visited since 2010. So this is only our 2nd visit to the circuit during the series. But last time out, we were at the Hockenheim Ring for the German Grand Prix. It was a fantastic race. Do make sure to go and check it out if you haven't already. But obviously, if you guys did check it out, then you would know that we took a dramatic last lap victory. And it really was a great race. Action throughout. And today's no exception, actually. It's a pretty long video because there's quite a lot of battling throughout. So do make sure to stick around. Definitely one of the better races of the season. But back in 2010, you can see that Mark Webber dominated the weekend. We could only take 7th place, even though we did dominate the first 2 sections of qualifying. But let's see what we can do this year. So then qualifying was upon us here at the Hungaroring, and here you can see the drivers that made it actually into Q3. So we're skipping all the way to Q3 today. Q1 and Q2 were pretty straightforward. You can see they're getting through actually on the prime tyres in both sessions, but that meant that we could actually save 2 sets of the option tyre for this session. But yeah, no real surprises going into Q3, apart from the fact that Raikkonen and Schumacher didn't make it. Our teammate though, Maldonado, did manage to make it, but we are going to take you on board for a full lap of the Hungaroring here, coming around the final corner, using the curves and opening the DRS flap, going down into turn 1. This is pretty much right at the start of the session. We managed to get a pretty clear track ahead of us, and going into turn 1 all the way down into first gear and opening the DRS as we come through turn 2 and down into turn 3. Of course, a downhill turn meant we get a little bit squirrely under braking there. The rear end does sort of go light quite a lot around this circuit actually. But anyway, opening the DRS around that corner takes big balls to do that, especially on a qualifying run where it is all or nothing. But obviously this is right at the start of the session, so we have still got more opportunities if we do mess this lap up, but it's looking pretty good so far. And this is a section of the lap where we've really got to sort of get our technical side on, all the way down into first gear in that little chicane. And this is again another sort of quite twisty section of track. They do call it the Monaco without the walls, and definitely proving its name in this middle sector. As you can see, a very flowing section without too many high speeds. But anyway, coming towards the end of the 2nd sector and the 3rd to last turn, we missed the apex by an absolute mile there. And as we come to the penultimate turn, basically the opposite of the final corner, a left-hand hairpin, which the car understeers quite a lot in. But anyway, coming through the final corner, we actually managed to take that pretty nicely and getting on the throttle quite late, but we do open the DRS and use the curves to the line, and it's a 22.3. That is the fastest lap we've seen all weekend, and that managed to get us provisional pole. And you can see here, just on the mini-map, that everybody was sort of tripping over each other, and as everybody comes across the line, we are still in P1, so that means there is no point in us doing another lap, and that meant that we got, I believe, our first pole position of the season. I could be wrong, but still very good qualifying session. And there you can see it's a British 1-2-3 as well, with our teammate Maldonado in 7th. So all in all, a very good day for the Brits and for Williams. So there you can see we are looking very happy with ourselves as we climb out the car. Lewis Hamilton doesn't seem too disgruntled. He'll be sharing the front row of the grid with us tomorrow. But as we know in this series, the race is far done and dusted in qualifying. Let's see how we get on. Right then, it is time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've got 35 laps ahead of us. The forecast is for it to stay dry for the whole time. Beautiful blue skies above us, but now we've got 5 lights above us, and away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Getting pretty bogged down off the line, having to use a little bit of curves, but already Lewis Hamilton is, well, he's in front of us already. I was going to say he's by the side of us, but he's already passed. And going into turn 1, we're going to try and hang it around the outside, but again, that back end just goes a little bit light. The setup not quite working this weekend by the looks of it, but we go side by side with Hamilton touching tyres, and now into turn 3. It looks as if he's hooked it round the outside. Maybe we're going to try and sort of undercut him going into this next corner, but it's not going to work. We're going to use our curves, but I think this run up to the end of the first sector is too short, and it is, and Hamilton comes out on top once again, getting so squirrely under braking. We really do need to sort out the balance of the car for the next round in Belgium, I believe, but well, the focus at the moment is on the here and the now, and Lewis Hamilton is streaking ahead. This middle sector, it looks as if he's just got the jump on us. But anyway, taking a replay of the start, you can see here coming off the line, how much wheel spin did we get? Not a lot. But I think we maybe should have got a little bit more power off the line, because you can just see how quickly Hamilton gets beside us. And everybody is just swarming to get past us, so it was a pretty bad start. We haven't seen many of them from us this season, but there you can see coming up to the end of the first sector. The gap just wasn't big enough, but it's a beautiful camera angle. I thought you guys should probably see it, but well, all I can say is Hamilton absolutely bolted. He just completely had the pace on the whole field. I was pretty much holding Alonso behind me, and there you can just see that, oh, into turn 1, once again getting so squirrely under braking. You're probably going to be hearing quite a lot of that today, but Fernando Alonso now trying to get past into turn 3. Are we going to be able to hold it down the inside? There's a little bit of contact, and I think we've managed to just about get him. Well, definitely getting our elbows dirty, I think the expression is. But we're just going to take a quick look on the replay at what happened. You can just see the tyre squeal there, and it was just the back end just completely went from us. Alonso said thank you very much, but we said, you know what, Fernando, you're not getting past without a fight, and he didn't get past whatsoever. You can see they're touching wheels, and we just managed to sort of get past him. A little bit of an aggressive move, but I think early on in the Grand Prix, you've got to make sure that the competitors know what they're in for. And now at the end of lap 9, you can just see that big train of cars behind us. We really weren't on the pace whatsoever this weekend, and once again the tyre wear was playing a role, and already our tyres are looking pretty damn worn. But now you can see Fernando Alonso with the DRS and the Ferrari engine compared to our Renault engine. Even back in at 2012, it was still probably better than the Renault engine. But anyway, he's managed to get past us pretty easily, and we're going to have to try and fight back now if we've got any chance of managing to get that P2 by the end of the race. And now, are we going to save up a little bit of curves for the run up to the end of the first sector? I think we are. Yes, we are. And we've used it all now, but surely we're going to be able to get past. Alonso is trying to block us off. We're going to go down the inside, and he's run out wide. We didn't really touch him whatsoever going into that turn, so we just put him under sufficient pressure. We're back up into P2, and that was a superb move. I think that deserves a replay once again. And just look at this, we're basically pushing him through that section, but into this turn there was no contact whatsoever. Fernando runs out wide, nearly hits the camera by the looks of it, and we get back up into P2, but he's not done there. Surely he's going to make another move on us. I think we're just delaying the inevitable, to be honest. And you can just see he flies past us there, but we go back down the inside. Is it going to work? I think it is, and I think we've managed to get the move done, but we've run out a little bit wide on to the ripple strip. And I think he's gone back up into P2. Yes, he has. And are we going to be able to get him? I don't think we are. We're pretty much even for pace at the moment with Alonso and Vettel. We're just sort of exchanging times. You can see there's a little bit of a gap behind Vettel at the moment, but I just don't think we've got the pace to win this race whatsoever. But anyway, going to take a quick look at the replay. You can just see us diving down the inside there, but we really did leave ourselves quite exposed to the move back down the inside from Alonso. And being the experienced driver that he is, he took the opportunity, and he does not need any second invitation at all. But well, we're getting towards the end of lap 13 now. And once again, we've just managed to keep behind Alonso for the whole lap, and that was crucial because now we've got the DRS and we're going to use a little bit of curves. Are we going to get around the outside of him? I think we are. We're scheduled to come into the pits at the end of this lap, but we've really got to try and get ahead of him before these pit stops. I'm not quite sure when everyone else is pitting, but we've managed to go around the outside of Alonso pretty easily there, going onto the marbles, and you can just see how much tyre wear we've got at the moment. It really isn't looking pretty, but yeah, pretty straightforward move. I'd say that was probably the easiest one of the lot. You can just see just out-braking him around the outside. And we seem to find quite a bit of grip around the outside as well, which did sort of help. But anyway, coming now towards the end of lap 14, just look at that gap between us and Hamilton. It's nearly 22 seconds. Our tyres are absolutely shot, and we don't want them to explode, as we've seen happen on this game. But oh my word, we've run so wide there. There is no way we can do any more distance on these tyres, and we can't even get into the pit lane. Well, we've just about managed to do it. But anyway, it is time to fit the prime tyres. Hopefully that's going to be our one and only stop of the day, bar any sort of front wing incident like we had in Valencia. But anyway, come into the pits now, and we're fitting the prime tyres. Well, the question is, can we make sure that we get the jump on Alonso and Vettel and Webber and all those drivers? Well, that is the question that is going to be begged. But we come out in P18, and we're just going to sort of fast forward through this lap. You can see our tyres try and get up into... there. I can't even speak at the moment. We're going to try and see if our tyres can get up to temperature, and yes, they do. We're up into rich mix, I believe, now. But anyway, we're coming towards the end of lap 15, and this is when the bulk of the drivers are pitting. I think Alonso is pitting, and here you can see going back to normal speed. I think that's Fernando Alonso. Yes, it is. Okay, so he's come out in front of us, but he's got cold tyres. So we're going to try and have to get him pretty soon. But coming towards the end of lap 16, we get a big tank slapper on, and somehow we've managed to hold it. And coming down into the braking zone, that's Alonso. He's gone straight on. He's gone straight on into the wall. I don't know whether he's locked his brakes or what, but he's just gone straight into the wall. He's gifted us a net P2, providing we can get ahead of Webber at the end of this lap. But what on earth is Alonso doing? He has gifted us that position, which we've been fighting for the last 16 laps pretty much. So Sebastian Vettel is tucked into P3 now, and here you can see on the exit of the pit, I think that's Mark Webber. Yes, it is, and we've got ahead of him into P3, but that's only because Felipe Massa hasn't pitted yet. So we are back up into a net P2, which thank the Lord has happened. We've got quite a big slice of fortune, but we're only halfway through, so the job is far from done. And there you can see at the end of lap 17, Felipe Massa deciding to peel off into the pit lane. So that should see us up into P2 now, and indeed it does. Yes, up into P2, but there is a big gap to Hamilton, so we're pretty much fighting for P2 at the moment. So we've got Mark Webber right behind us, and now we come up to some back markers sort of at lap 22, and to be honest, not a lot was really happening at this stage. It was sort of a stage of the race where we were just sort of keeping a constant gap behind. The gap to Hamilton was sort of stuttering, but it was still growing at the same time, and you can see it's nearly 30 seconds, but we sort of managed to, I guess, not get too embarrassed on this second stint, whereas the first stint he was literally bolting at about 2 seconds a lap. But anyway, lap 25, and now the action resumes. We have got Mark Webber flying past us. He's got the same engine, but I just don't think we've got the setup right whatsoever for this weekend. And there you can see getting very close to Webber on the exit of turn 1 and turn 2, and now turn 3. Are we going to go around the outside? No, we're not. We're just going to hold it and sort of wait for that run up to the end of the first sector, which we've enjoyed so much, I guess, so much reward from. And is it going to happen again? Surely not. Surely we can't go around the outside. Reminiscent of Lewis Hamilton in 2013 on Jean-Eric Vergne. What a move that was. And we've gone around the outside of Mark Webber. As you can see, Fernando Alonso is back up and running again and doing fastest laps. But that doesn't matter because we're the ones who have got up into P2. But sure enough, by the end of lap 25, Webber had managed to keep the gap pretty constant to us, and he was just about to fly past us once again, and there's just nothing we can do about it. We really need to sort our setups out, especially for Belgium next, you know, Spa being such a power track, and Monza after that. So yeah, we could be struggling around those couple of tracks, but well, going back to the present, you can see we're back down into P3. Webber just flew past us, and I don't think we're going to be able to get past him again. No, we're not. I just think we're too far back going up into the end of the first sector and into this twisty middle sector where there is no chance of passing. There's pretty much 2 or 3 overtaking opportunities on the whole of the lap. I'd say 2 actually. Anyway, Webber's getting held up through the back markers, and so do we. That HRT, what is he doing? And Webber also getting held up, but I just don't, like I say, there's just no way past in this middle sector, which is so frustrating for us. And yeah, we just go a little bit wide there, and it's completely ruined us. But on lap 28, there's more back markers involved, and now you can see Webber struggling, and it's a Caterham, I believe. And are we going to go down his inside? Yes, we do. And now Webber, oh no, he's outbraking. He's outbraked us. Fair play to him. I mean, you don't very often see the AI outbreak us as we make contact once again. A little bit scruffy getting past the back markers, but surely we're going to get the DRS now. And as we come through the final corner, it's about setting us up for the move, taking it in 3rd gear. And on the exit, we haven't got any curves, but we've actually done a double shift. And that is so unfortunate. We've gone basically from 3rd to 5th gear, and that has completely compromised our move. I think we probably would have been able to get the move done if we hadn't have done that, and a move of desperation down the inside. But yeah, that is just completely gone now, and now we're trying to defend from our teammate. Maldonado fancies a slice of the action. He just goes round the outside. Just casually going around the outside like Pastor Maldonado does. I mean, you just always see him up in P3, don't you? I don't know where Pastor's found this pace from, to be honest, this weekend, but he's pretty much been level with us, so fair play to him. He's taken P3, and just look at this replay. He flies past, but we try to go down his inside, but obviously we don't want to sort of make too much contact with him, seeing as he is our teammate, and he just sort of goes off into the distance. And yeah, there's not a lot we can really do about that. So yeah, on to lap 31 now. You can see we're still behind Maldonado at this point. And oh my word, there's another Caterham, and what has gone on there? And we have gone into the wall, but we've somehow managed to hold it. Oh my word. I tell you what, when I was driving, I had my heart in my mouth at that point. I was thinking, yeah, it's Valencia, it's Canada all over again. But we just... I'd probably say it's my fault, to be honest, because I don't know why I went down the inside of the Caterham. But nonetheless, no, not too much harm was done apart from a little bit of front wing, but it didn't compromise us in the end. You can see, well, Lewis Hamilton won the race by an absolute country mile. Fair play to Pastor Maldonado. He takes his first podium of the season, and we somehow managed to hold on to P4. It was actually quite a satisfying race in the end. Plenty of battling throughout, but a little bit of a shame considering we put it on pole on Saturday. And there you can see Maldonado taking P3, so a big point haul for the Williams team. But there you can see the race classification. Lewis Hamilton took the race win from Mark Webber and Maldonado in P3. And I can't really argue with those results. I mean, it could have been a lot worse for me. And just looking at the fastest lap, you can see how far off the pace we were. Not too many surprises in the points. Kobayashi took a pretty good P6, actually. It has to be said, and there you can see all the way down the order. Again, not too many surprises throughout the course of the race, apart from Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa, in fact, all going pretty low down in the order. But for the Drivers' Championship, it means that Lewis Hamilton closes the gap to just 17 points, but we still do have the lead in the championship. Also, Mark Webber is in 3rd position ahead of Jenson Button now. And going on to the Constructors' Championship, you can see that Williams up into P3, so it's a very good weekend, especially considering Ferrari scored absolutely no points. But well, it was a very interesting race, it has to be said, and a pretty long episode of the Ultimate Career, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. I'll hopefully be back next week with another Ultimate Career video. I'm trying to get these out as quickly as possible, but I hope you guys understand I'm pretty busy at the moment. But yep, that just about caps off today's episode. Make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and bye-bye.